Now you could do a whole course on marketing communications, and I'm not going to dwell on that too much today. I just want to touch on one of the core ideas of marketing communications, and that is to differentiate, reinforce, inform, and persuade. So any point of strategic contact between a brand or an organization and a potential or existing customer could be considered a marketing communication. And in the design of that communication, we should always be trying to differentiate from the competition, reinforce the points of differentiation, so really make them crystal clear so they stand out and cut through that perception barrier. Inform, so there should be something of intrinsic value to the communication as opposed to simply telling us about what we'll get if we buy. So there needs to be some material to the communications that make it worth our while to engage with them. And they should be persuasive. This idea of a call to action. Communication should always be calling us to some form of action as consumers in order to convert us to doing something that will bring return to the brand. And we're all aware of what brands are, and I'm sure we're also aware of the fundamental role that they play in the contemporary marketing environment. A brand connects the four critical elements of any given organization: its customers, its employees, its management structures, and its shareholders. So a brand is nothing but an assortment of memories in the customer's mind, really. It represents values, ideas, and even personality in relation to that business. It's also a set of functional, emotional, and rational associations and benefits which have occupied target markets' minds. So these things have found their way into our understanding of, or different target markets' understanding of the brand. So in order to think about that, there are two different perspectives, because we've got the consumer brand perspective and then the actual organization's perspective on the brand and its role that it plays. So for us as consumers, the brand signifies or represents the source of the product that we've bought. It represents risk and ideally the lowering of risk in the purchase because of the brand, what the brand communicates. It represents the reduced search cost, because if we know a brand, then once we've found the brand, we may feel that we no longer need to search anywhere else. It represents quality. It also represents a deal, a contract that we have in terms of both the product itself and then what it represents for us and our self-concepts. So it represents a contract with the organization. And as I mentioned, it's a symbolic device. So we use the brands to further represent what we want to portray to the world. To the organizations, the brand means simply a basis of competitive advantage. So there is actually equity, there is value in the brand for the organization as a weapon of competitiveness. It's a way of bestowing its products with unique associations. It's a way of legal protection. So an individual brand can have copyright attached to it, which then allows certain designs and features to be protected in the products that you're selling. It's a reinforcement of quality to your potential customers, and it's quite simply a means of financial return. So having a brand and having equity within your brand represents a means of achieving financial returns. And these days, brands and brand architecture can be rather complex. So you not only have brands, but you have houses of brands and umbrella brands. So you've got things like Louis Vuitton, Moet Hennessy, which own a swathe of different luxury brands. And even on campus at Heriot Watt, you've got a Marriott Courtyard. That's an example of a kind of endorsed brand. So you've got Marriott hotels, and then it creates sub-brands which it uses the Marriott name to endorse in order to imbue a sense of quality. Even a ubiquitous brand like Polo is Polo by Ralph Lauren. Ralph Lauren is the overall umbrella brand, if you like, and it's using the Ralph Lauren name to endorse its Polo brand.